Middle of the Pack Podcast.
As I said, no, I played soccer, and I've won leagues and I've won cups out in Turner's Cross, and that endorphin feeling that you get when you win a league or win a cup, it goes after 10 seconds in Turner's Cross. You're in the dressing room, it's over, blah, blah. But when you run a good race on a Sunday morning, and you run a PB, that feeling doesn't go away until a Monday at 6 o'clock. It goes on for 36 hours.
And that's Dave Buckley, our guest for this week, and he is talking all things running, all things soccer, all things marathon. And I just have to say, during the episode, for the first 5 or 6 minutes, we do have a little bit of jazz music interference. We didn't know where it was coming from. Maybe it's just advertising for the Cork Jazz Festival, which will be happening while we're all running Dublin. But you'll have to excuse us for that. It does clear up later on. But we'll start the interview where actually Dave takes over being host and asks me about if I'm running the Dublin Marathon. So we'll take it up from there. So how are you keeping?
Good. How are you?
I'm all right.
Are you running the Dublin Marathon? You are, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've had a desperate run up to it, where basically I had a torn muscle, abdominal muscle, and that kept me out for weeks. And then just got back then into pretty much a good bit. I think I did 3 or 4 weeks of good work. And then I got brought down with some virus there 3 weeks ago. I was out for 2 weeks. So I only got back last week. So we'll see.
So how did you get into running then?
Well, you see, I would have ran when I was in school. And basically, I would have only ran in school because I wasn't very studious. I wasn't academic. I was just mad at sport.
Yeah.
But I heard one day that the PE teacher was coming around and saying, "Yeah, listen, there's a running meet there tomorrow," or something like that. Anyway, and I said, anybody want to go to it? And put up your hands if you want to go. And I didn't put my hand up. And next thing, anyway, as the conversation went on, the teacher said, "Okay, look, you guys who put your hand up, don't bring in your books after lunchtime because it's during school, So you won't need books you won't be doing the second half of school." So straight away, I threw my hand up and I said, "Oh yeah, I'll go to that." And he said, "Oh really? You said you didn't want to go before?" "Oh no, I just didn't hear you. I was concentrating on my schoolwork and I wasn't
Yeah.
So anyway, I went to this event anyway and had no real running experience. Played a lot of soccer and Gaelic and did a bit of tennis. I was into every sport, And anyway, I actually went out and it was a cross country race because we used to say it was the first week of going back to school. The first month. So it'd be in the back end of September, first week of October. Actually, right around now, I'd say. And it was kind of like an invitation between 4 or 5 Cork schools, and I ended up winning it. So I won the race. So anyway, a few weeks later, then there was the thing called the South Munsters. So basically, yeah, as it is what it is, it's the schools based around South Munster. So you've got Kerry, you've got a bit of Waterford, you've got Cork, all of Cork. That was out in Carrick-the-Bear. So I was in first year in school now this time, and I went out to that and I won that race. The next was the Munsters. So that was up in Dungarvan, and I went out and I won that race. So I was doing
no training now or nothing.
No training at all. No. I might have done a bit. No, right from we'll just say October. I think the school's Munsters would have been ran in January or February. So there might have been
coaching
Well, we had a teacher, Miss Hawk. Actually, Karen knows her. She's in the St. Finbarrs. She still is in St. Finbarrs, and she was a really good runner herself. So she was a coach. And she'd get you out running on a Monday or a Tuesday or something like that. But I was training soccer Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday because I was playing up in age as well. So I hadn't got time to run, basically. No, I was running indirectly in soccer that I didn't even know about. I was building fitness. So anyway, I won the Munsters. But back then, I was running at minor and you couldn't go for All-Irelands in minor at all. That was the end of it. So I did it again the year after and the same thing happened again. So I won the South Munsters. Oh, there was track season. I used to run 800 in the track and I won the Munster 800 track then as well. So then second year came and the same thing happened again. I joined the club at this stage, and I joined Lee Vale first of all. But all my running pals in school were with Toker, and I wanted to be out because we had a great, as we were winning the team events in school as well. Not only just individuals, we were mopping up all the team events. So we had a great crack, a great camaraderie. And I didn't know anybody in Leavelle, so I left Leavelle after a few months and I went out to Toker, and I was running with Toker then. And so I ran up until I ran I ran well. I won another, we won a few. We won in All Ireland actually cross country then because we were able to run All Ireland in second year and third year. And I got to an 800-meter final. I ran poor. Story of my life. I ran poor. I think I finished fifth or sixth, and I probably going off times going in there. I could have got a medal, if not. I think I could have got a. But then I see I was playing football at a pretty competitive level, as in soccer, and the Cork team was just announced for the Kennedy Cup, and I was after getting chosen for that, and that was like 2 weeks up in Limerick, and it was in between the track season. So basically, it was kind of like, he says to me to this day that he never actually said this, but I can remember my dad said, "Look, if you're fairly good at football, you're fairly good at running. If you want to, I think maybe it's come to the stage now where you need to pick one of them." And back at the time, I mean, this was like 95, 96, 97. And like Roy Keane, I don't even follow Man United, but like Roy Keane was a massive hero. I mean, and you're watching Match of the Day every Saturday night, like, and straight looking at the headlights of football. I chose the football, I dropped, and it was easier anyway. You didn't have to go around, run around mucky fields and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
there
But
come September, October.
most young
And
fellas would do the same, really,
well,
wouldn't they?
that's it, like, and I did. So I chose, and we got a good run with the Cork Kennedy Cup team. We got to the final. We got beat by the DD at the Dublin District League. Got beat 4-0. Some incredible players in the team. And that was like, what was it? I was under 14. So then 15s came and got a few trials, went over to Aston Villa. They called up to Coventry. There was at one stage I was going to Liverpool, but the Liverpool scout came over to scout me, and the same day I got sent off. I just couldn't hack it. Like, I was told beforehand. Yeah, I was told, like, Liverpool are my club that I support, and I was told, like, just literally 5 minutes before going out to the pitch, there's a Liverpool scout over here to scout you. Look, he's looking to bring you over. And my head just went. I just went cracked, like, and uh, I ended up getting sent off and turned around anyway. And when I turned around, the Liverpool scout was gone. So that was that was that out this funny. But anyway, so I went over and played soccer, and the running was gone at that stage. And I played soccer then up until, well, we had Callum in 2016. So what age was I? It was 34, 35, and it was kind of. I was after going into shift work at that stage too, so I was working evening shifts. So the soccer took a backseat, and I was just working and had Callum. I was minding Callum, but during the days while my wife was going to work, and then she'd come home and tag me in, and I'd go to work. And anyway, it was just before the pandemic. Like, I was always sport mad, as I said, and I was going to the gym, and I'd always keep fit. And anyway, but after 2 or 3 years, I've seen him putting on a bit of weight, and I wasn't happy. So I said, let's go back jogging, go back out running. And I got back in running with a paddock here in McKeown there, Brian Crowley, and just literally got us doing 1K repeats there around Little Island, and it was brilliant. And I really feel myself getting back into it. And then the pandemic hit. It was unbelievable. I was like, oh my God. Like, so out, you had the 5 kilometer rule, and nobody, a group of two people, it was max and all this. And I was out running one day, and I saw Kieran McKeown, and I saw Andy Goulding, and saw Stevie Crowley, and I just said, any chance I can follow him with you? I know I couldn't know the lads anyway. And they said, yeah, come in. And then since that day, I basically rang Kieran the next morning and said, yeah, listen, I'm looking to join if you take me on. And yeah, he's taken me on, and that was 2021. What do we know? 2025. So have had ups and downs, and good races and bad races, and good weekends away and stuff like that. So that's my kind of running background.
In a nutshell.
Yeah.
So soccer was number one, and then running is number two.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Soccer was number one. But like, when I was thinking about it there a few years back then, like, I was playing as a striker, and like, what happened was I actually got kind of got quite like 100-meter fast from fifth class to sixth class. I would have never qualified for I'm not, are you familiar with the Cork, the city sports, where the top two fastest people in the year in the school will go to Páirc Uí Chaoimh, and then they'll compete in a 100-meter race. And I never got to that, but I got there in sixth class. So I kind of grew about, in that summer, I grew about probably a foot, and I just got stronger and faster. But I was playing as a striker, so I was kind of scoring goals. But like, I was a foot taller than everybody else, and I was faster than everybody else. And so basically, like, not the only reason, but the main reason I was good at soccer or football is because I was fast. I was good at running. I was speed. I had good endurance.
You obviously finish as well, though.
Yeah, well, if you're getting, we had a brilliant team. Oh, we had the best team. Like, we won the league 3 years in a row. Unbelievable teammates. Like, they're just unbelievable. So they were putting the ball in play for me. I'd get 9 chances a game. And I'm going to score 1 or 2 out of 9. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, no, it was always football first, and then it was athletics. But then even though I did give up the athletics since I was 15 or 16, like I've watched every World Championships, I've watched every Olympics. Like I'd be fairly highly knowledgeable of what's going on in the athletics world, you know. But that would be just on the track. So I wouldn't have a clue about 5K on the road, or 10 mile races or marathon races. Like that was just like only after coming out since after COVID, when the races came back. But yeah, so yeah, I suppose I got back running then, and then I'd have a time in my head when we got back after the COVID, and like, to be fair to Kieran, like Kieran would say, you're going to run. I said I wanted to run sub 23 minutes for a 4 mile, and I would have done a block of training with him, and he'd say, you're going to run 22:44. And I remember I came over the line in 22:43, and he was standing there. He goes, I told you. So what? And then
You
there was
love
a
that.
5K. Yeah, there was a 5K race in Boyne, and I was looking to dip underneath 17 minutes. And he said you'll run 16:30. Oh no, what was it? He said you run 16:36, and I ran 16:35 or something. Like he was. I was like, what? This guy is like, what's he up to? Like, how can he predict all these times? Like, you know. And and that's really then when, like, I really got a bug for it. Then that's what they call it, the bug, isn't it? You get the bug because,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
as I said, no, I played soccer, like, and I've won leagues and I've won cups out in Turner's Cross, like, you know, and that endorphin feeling that you get when you win a league or win a cup, like, it goes after 10 seconds in Turner's Cross. You're in the dressing room, it's over, blah blah. But like when you run a good race on a Sunday morning and you run a PB, like that feeling doesn't go away until like a Monday at 6 o'clock. It goes on for 36 hours. Never had a feeling like that before, ever, like, you know, and just try and chase that feeling. But then as you get into the running, then you got to be a bit more competitive with yourself, and the times you're trying to get quicker, but the gaps that you need to get quicker, they're coming down, you know.
But
And
the thing that I like, because you just said it there, it's you get a PB, and like that can be my level, your level, or the elite level. Anyone can get a PB, and that's the beauty of it, you know.
and it's the driving home in the car with that feeling in your stomach, like it's the best feeling I've ever had, like, you know, genuine. Well, obviously the birth of my son, but I could put it in front of anything I've done in soccer or whatever, you know. Mm.
And tell me, you're on the road to Dublin. Is marathon one of the distances that you like, or is it?
No, no, I never, like, it's mad because I go back, like, I remember. Do you remember I said I used to run the 800 meters?
Yeah, yeah,
Like, basically 2 laps over in two. Well, if you ran well, it's over in 2 minutes. I was a 2:05 runner, but I was asked to go up and run 1,500 meters to double up as well, because a lot of people would do that, to double up. And no, no, even though I was running cross country, I was there. No way, like 15 it's way too long. No, I couldn't run nearly 4 times around it. And now we got into the road, and 5K it's not long enough for me, you know, it's too short.
yeah,
I
yeah,
can't get going. I don't know why it is. I can't get going for the short distances. I kind of like, and I've got this thing in my head. I hate anything with a K. So I hate a 5K and I hate a 10K. And I like a 4 mile and a 5 mile and a 10 mile. And then I'll tolerate a half marathon. And I had done about 4 or 5 half marathons, and people were saying to me, they were saying, when are you going to run a marathon? And I said, oh, I'll never run a marathon. Like, no way, no interest. Every time I've finished any of the half marathons I've done, I've never been able to run one more step. Like, when I caught, not a mind to go out and do it all over again.
yeah, yeah.
And we have an old group chat there as well. And I just put up on it one day, like, I was over in Spain on holidays, probably after a few San Miguel's. And I just kind of said out of the blue, like, you know, like, Cork now was like 2 weeks later, like, and I had done no training, as in marathon specific training. I was still doing my intervals and my 8 mile runs and 10 mile runs. And I just said, I bet you I could run Cork under 3 hours. And they said, you know, I couldn't. And I goes, I bet you I could. And somebody said, how much you? And I said, I bet you €100. But like, I was there. There's nobody, I had no ticket. It was sold out, like. And I said, yeah, I'll do €100. And then, and somebody said, here, put your money where your mouth is. So I have a number for you here. You're signed up. And I was there. Oh,
Well, when
no.
was this?
Last 2024, last year.
Right.
So
So it was hot.
it was hot. It wasn't as hot as the year before, mind you, because I did a half marathon the year before, and that was hot. Uh, Like, it's like the half marathon starts nearly 2 hours, 2.5 hours after the marathon, and those 2.5 hours can get quite hot. So
Yeah,
like the
yeah,
first marathon is kind of cool, but I went out, and I was out running with one of my running buddies there, Brian Fox.
yeah,
But what happened was we got into a cadence where we were running with basically the lead female athlete, Aoife Cook.
yeah, yeah.
And we just got a ridiculous spin the whole way around. I was there to her. Look, I goes, I'm doing this for a bet. Like, I was kind of running with her and trying to get her drinks for her and gels for her and stuff like that. Like, so I was her domestique as such. Like, and I said, look, I'm confident I get to 20 miles at the pace. Like we were trying to go sub 3, so I think it was 6:44 minute miles. I run in miles anyway. I don't know. I don't
That's
pace.
okay.
And I was there. I'll get to 20 miles. And whatever happens after that happens. But like I get you to 20 miles. But I got to 20 miles, and then I got up the hill where Leavale's clubhouse is, and I actually felt grand. And then we were down Boston side, and I was like, oh my God, I'm onto the straight road. I've got 3 miles left here, and I actually feel good. Like I genuinely feel good. And then I was getting pops on my hamstrings. My hamstrings started cramping up, and I was kind of like hobbling down the straight road. I was just managing to keep a stride going. And then I got to the Kingsley Hotel, and it just went like I was gone. I couldn't do it anymore. So I was down. There's actually a picture of me outside the Kingsley Hotel, like just by the county hall. And Kieran is actually there. Kieran McKeown is there. Thank God he was there. And I'm on my back, and like if I see a hurling match or a soccer match and their hamstrings go, they bring up their leg and you have to push down on your calves. So he did that a couple of times. And at the time, he had said to me, actually, he goes, where's Brian? I goes, he's probably with the 3 hours balloon. And he goes, where's 3 hour balloons? And I goes, they're probably about 5 minutes behind. We were on for 2:55 at this stage, like with 2 miles to go. And
Sure.
so anyway, I was down on my back anyway, and he was stretching me out, and I tried to get up a couple of times and would flare up again, and I'm down again, and then the end of one would go. So at this stage, both my legs had cramped up, like so I had 2 legs up in the air, and getting them stretched out, and like I'm kind of like this, like laying, and then every so often I'd open my eyes because I'm fierce, and then I opened my eyes at one stage and I saw like yellow bobbing balloons, and I just goes to Kieran, I goes, what was that there? And he said, oh, that's the 3 hour balloons. I goes, it couldn't be. Sure. He goes, I had a 5 minute buffer on them. He goes, well, you're lying down here for 4.5 minutes. Get up. And I says, oh, you're joking me. Eh? So I goes, I'd love to get up, like, but every time I tried to get up, anyway, I changed the way I got up, and we got up anyway, and I was like a dog anyway. So I was there, don't talk to me. He goes, all right, all right. I goes, do not talk to me now. He goes, that's grand, just sitting behind me there, and look, we'll get you back to the finish line, and you'll see your wife and kid and blah, blah, blah. And he goes, look, just look down at my heels. Do not look up. Just look down at my heels, and I'll get you back. And anyway, I did. And I wasn't even talking to him because I was there, sure, I'm not going to fucking break the 3 hours now. Like, the lads are well ahead of me. And then we got up to like the gate cinema, and he goes, you can look up now. And I said, what? And like, if you like, you're down for 4.5 minutes now, five minutes in the marathon, when you get up, like your legs feel like cement blocks.
Yeah.
You feel like you're running like 12-minute miles. Like, you just don't feel like you're doing any bit of running at all. And I said, why? He says, look up. So when we were passing the 3 hour balloons. And I said, how did that happen? So he was kind of like just gradually increasing the pace, like, and I didn't even know about it. And he got me up anyway. And we came in. There's a picture of the two of us coming in 2:58, I think. We got in at 2:58 anyway.
So he was running it as well?
Well, no, he was just happened to be at that marker when I got into trouble.
Okay.
Just happened to be there, and he was able to kind of drag me home anyway.
Okay.
So then, so I was there, jeez, and like, but up at Little Kingsley, the 20, that was the nicest, most enjoyable run I've done in probably since Boyne, since the race I was telling you about there, or maybe whatever, in about 3 years anyway. Because I get too hyped up about races, and I overthink them and overanalyze them, and I do this and I do that, and 9 times out of 10 I run a bad race when I should run a good race. So this was a race, like, because I probably because I had no pressure on me, nobody thought I was going to do it, like, I had no training done for it. And so then I got an entry for Dublin, and I went for Dublin last year, and I did do a training block for this, for that I did a training block for Dublin, trained pretty hard though for me, like, and but remember when I said to you, I never felt at any stage I was going to blow up in Cork, or I needed to stop or anything. It was just my legs packed into me up in Cork. I got to 14 miles last year in Dublin, and it was like that driving analogy. So you're driving, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, the gas light comes on in the car and you're out of gas. And I'm like, hang on a minute, like, this is only 14 miles. This can't be happening. Like, I've got, 12 miles left. Like, fair enough now if we got to 18, 20, 22, whatever. Yeah. It'd already be happening 14, like. And, but it did happen. And, I had a terrible day. I worked my rear end through anyway. I was looking to run 2:49. And I was barely on for the halfway, and I kind of worked my way through for 20 miles. And if I put a fast mile in, I would have got it. And then I got to 21 mile, and I just goes, nah, you're gone here. So I was kind of saying, look, I was running 6:30s. I was there, take 30 seconds off a mile for the last 5 miles. It'll be an extra 2.5 minutes. You'll get in 2:52, maybe a low 2:52, high 53, or 51. But my leg went again at 25 miles. So I was down for 7 minutes, like outside nearly the RDS, like with people I didn't even know trying to get me back up. Like my hamstrings just went again.
So
And
it's more cramping now than pulling. It's just more like cramping in your hamstrings.
what's that like really bad cramp, you know what I mean? Like trying
Yeah,
to
yeah.
got a cramp in the middle of the night, like, and it's like, it's just that shock, but like, it just wouldn't go away. And then it goes on to the other leg as well. So I got a mile closer in Dublin last year. Got to the 25. I could see the 25-mile sign. It was right there. I was there, nearly there. So I got up anyway, and yeah, that was a tough day at the office. No, it's complete different to Cork, because I loved Cork. I struggled from 14, like, and Kieran was at the line actually. I goes, I'm never racing again. I goes, I'll do all my training, and I never racing again. I said, I'll actually do a bit of coaching with you if you mind, or I'll do pacing gigs for you for some of your runners that you want to get certain times in races. No, but I goes, I'm not racing again. I'm not up for it. And and now I'm back in Dublin again in 2 or 3 weeks, trying to get to 2:49 this time again.
What about fueling? Or
Yeah,
do
I
you
had a
ignore
couple
that?
gels. I did. I had 5 gels, like a gel every half an hour, and the build up to the week I was taking not the salt tablets, the other tablets in the water.
Electrolytes.
I'm taking electrolytes. Yeah, yeah. I did everything by the book. I did bananas, big bowl of porridge.
Not in the
So
race though.
no, not in the race. No, just no. It would have been just the 5 gels on in the race. But I had the electrolytes, like the 2 liter electrolytes, on the Friday and the Saturday night. So I think I have a weakness in the hamstring, but I'm doing a bit of strength and conditioning there now, trying to build that up at the moment.
You might
But
need some salt tablets though as well.
that's the next thing. Yeah, yeah. I think I'll bring some salt tablets on me and take them every. I actually, I'm not familiar with how you take them and what stage you're supposed to do with them, but it's definitely something I'm looking into, because I mean, you just can't be like training for 12 and 14 weeks and then giving 5 and 7 minutes away, like lying down on the street, two miles,
Yeah, yeah.
2 miles and 1 mile out from a finish line, you know.
You
But
can get
Dublin's unbelievable.
you can get salt, like, so they're not tablets, they're more like chews. They're salt chews. I
Yeah.
think they're actually called salt sticks, and you can get them and just chew them like a lozenge kind of thing.
Yeah, that would be good, because I haven't got a good stomach anyway. Jeez, I've got a bad old stomach. But just going back to Dublin, like I kind of did legitimately black out from 14 to 25 mile. Haven't got a clue of the route. When we came up through Crumlin, that was halfway, and then at the end of Crumlin, you hook a left, and that was 14 mile. And from 14 mile on, I haven't got a clue. But the only thing I do have a clue is that the crowd up there was awesome, and people were telling me about it, because you're not going to believe Dublin. Like, Dublin is just incredible, like, for support, like, and it was.
And what about
Uh,
shoes? What kind of, are you a carbon plate person?
I would be, yeah, I would have been the Nike Vaporfly for the 3 or 4 years, and I kind of like, I'm a runner where I kind of run on my toes, so
All
I,
right.
I like to have a nice bit of bounce on my toes, you know. And there was a pal of mine there who works with me here in Striker, John O'Brien, and he says to me, he goes, "Box, I tried a pair of runners there. They'd be made for you. They're called Hokas." I goes, "All right, yeah." So I went out to the edge and I tried them on, and it's like they've got mini. I'm telling people this now for the last 6 months, and nobody believes me. Like, they're the best shoes I've ever put on by a country mile. Like, they're like having mini trampolines on the end of your feet, and they just spring you forward. Like, it's unbelievable. So
And they're carbon plated.
yeah, they'd be up there. They'd be the equivalent. They'd be Hoka's equivalent out to like a Vaporfly,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
Puma for the fast nitro ones, or the Asics, the Edge Metaspeeds and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
I'm a heel striker, so I'd be the opposite to you then. So
yeah,
anyway, I'll wear them if I can get a small advantage. Never mind, springing forward on a trampoline. Like, so what would be your favorite distance of all time then?
10 mile,
16
10,
kilometers.
10 miles. We don't like
No,
kilometers.
I was just translating for those people that don't understand, that don't do
There's no,
miles.
yeah, 10 mile is the best race by
And
by 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 a distance,
do you
because
have a favorite 10 mile?
oh yeah, John Tracy. Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I haven't
The
done that
one is the
now.
oh gee, you've not done the John Tracy.
No.
Oh, I'll send you on the link there, and it comes out. It comes out in November, December. It sells out, like, so you have to, like,
Yeah.
um, but it's the one race of the year I don't get nervous for. I can get nervous for a BHA race, like down around Little Island, and I get nervous for it, like, you know. But I just love the drive down to Dungarvan, and I know the route at the back of my hand. I love it. So like 10 miles is it's just like a half marathon is hard.
Yeah, yeah.
Half marathons are hard. I think they're harder. No, we've only done 2 marathons, so I haven't got a whole lot of catalogue to talk about, but like you're always going to get tired 8 miles into a race. You are, like, you know.
Yeah.
Maybe you shouldn't run a marathon, but like if you're tired 8 miles into a 10 miler, like you can go, all right, look, I'll take 10 seconds off from mile 9 and then I'll try to finish. I've only got 1 mile left then. You always finish the last mile hard. Try it anyway. But if you're tired of mile 8 and a half marathon, you've got 5 miles to go, like.
It was Kinsale 10 mile that I took in a race. Now I took my first caffeine gel. I obviously had been trying them. So it was like halfway through, I took a caffeine gel, and then that was kicking in then for the last 2 or let's say 5 kilometers. And it was just amazing. Like, so you just get that, when you're getting that lull, suddenly the caffeine kicks in and you just feel.
Well, I used to even drink water up until Cork Marathon last year. I didn't run a race in 4 years now, whatever. And I used to even take drinks on board. Because, I did it once. I did it in 10 miler up in County Offaly there, or Westmeath, which was it again. And I was running really, really well. And I saw a group ahead of me at the 7 mile marker, and they were taking water. And I goes, I wasn't even thirsty. And I go, here, I'll take one. And I drank the water, and I went down the wrong way, and I started choking on the freaking water. And I was getting all disorientated, and I was, oh no, I'm going to lose my time. But it kind of lasted for about half an hour, but I kind of got my mojo back in as such, and I was able to finish. And then from that day, I goes, no, I'm not drinking water ever again. I don't even need it, like. But then,
don't try this at home, everybody.
no, do not, no, because then I learned my lesson when I had to go through a bit of hardship in the Cork half marathon in 2023. It was really hot, and again, I took no water, no gels, and I got to the straight road, and I was just, oh my God, is this ever going to end? Like,
I know, and the straight road is not the right place to get that thought because it's so long and boring. So what's your hope for Dublin?
I'm hoping to run 2:49. I like up until 2 weeks ago, like when I was going well about 5 weeks ago, and then I got sick, and it really knocked me for 6. I was sick, like, and I was I'm after losing 2 weeks now. I really only lost 1 week because I got back and I did 20 miles, and I'm looking to do 2:49.
And confident?
No, but I think that's good for me.
That's
because I had done a training block last year I'll hold my hands up straight away, like I see I got out running with a good few runners around the city, and I was training well with those guys, and they were well better than me. And no, they were easy runs, I suppose, but I was still holding my own. And I was saying, you know what? I reckon I could do 2:45. I reckon I could do 2:45. Get the head down and get the training done, and I did, and I hit all the runs. It's like 6:16 pace, and I did 22 miles. Like, no, there wasn't a full 22 milers, but I did about 80 miles at 6:16. But I finished the run, and I was in bits, and I was like, oh Jesus, no way I could do that again. So I said, you know what, go up, have an easy run for yourself, enjoy Dublin, and go run around at 2:49. You'll have a blast.
Yeah.
And I said to one of my buddies, and I said to Kieran McKeown as well, I said, I'm not doing 2:45. No way. I goes, look, I could smoke a cigar running 2:49 up around Dublin. I said that. I'm so confident. I could smoke a cigar doing 2:49, and I was gone in 14 miles up there.
And what does he say you're going to do this year?
He's confident, but I'm better off not being confident though.
I reckon you'll do grand. I'll see you at the finish line then.
Defo.
Well, you'll see me probably because I'll be in after you.
Well, look, it's how would you say? Like, it's an honor to get to a finish line in a marathon, whatever the time set to be. Like, if you can get to a finish line in a marathon, you've done something pretty special and spectacular, you know.
Absolutely.
Like 26.2 miles, 42. I'll say 42k here. It's not easy, you know. Just get to the start line, fresh, fit, and just ready to go.
Yeah, same to you. Thanks very much.
All right, well, thank you. Right. Take care. Have a good night.
Cheers. Bye. And that's Dave Buckley. I'd like to thank him for coming on this week's episode. It was a real good chat and a good laugh, and really enjoyed it. Join me next week where we talk about the joys of paranoia and taper, and we might hear from some of our previous guests. But for this week, thanks for listening.